Hello and welcome to another episode of Grange TV. We have with us a very special guest, kickboxer and professional boxer, 2 times Glory Heavyweight Championship challenger, 3 times winner of the heavyweight tournament, Superkombat Grand Prix champion, 2018 Glory Heavyweight Grand Prix runner-up, K1 veteran, Mr. Benjamin, the gentleman, Adegbuyi. How are you? Thank you.
How are you? Fine. Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm awesome.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Appreciate it. I'm invited and it's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. And for those people that don't know, I don't know if you know or not, but Benjamin is fighting now. He's going to be fighting Badr Hari on the 7th of November in Glory. So please watch that fight. And even more special for him to be able to put some time aside from a training camp, only a few weeks out of a fight, to be able to do this podcast. That's awesome. How are you feeling? How's the training camp going?
I'm feeling awesome. I think I'm feeling better than before. I never was so good prepared as now, and we still have 4 weeks to go until the fight. 2 weeks of hard training. Last week of So I'm pretty confident. I feel good. I just we train every day, 2 times a day. Sunday, relax. Confident, man. I'm confident.
What are you doing different for this fight? Because your face looks leaner. You look different than other times that I've seen you.
Yeah, I had a very good diet, I didn't want to lose weight, but we lost like 2-3 kilos. I'm 117 now. I was fighting before 119 kilograms. So I'm eating more clear. I'm on a strict diet, healthy diet. I want to be more, to have more active weight, more muscles than fat. And, pushing hard, a lot of kicks, more than before.
How does those 2 or 3 kilos difference affect you? Do you feel a big difference?
Yes, man, because yesterday I was in some training. We did some hill run, interval sprints. I was lighter, man. I felt the power in the legs. I was lighter on the hill running. I feel better. Even though there are not many kilos, but I really feel lighter.
I think it was for the second fight you had with Rico, which didn't go your way, but yeah. I remember you speaking about you guys feeling very, very good as well going into that fight. Like the preparation had been really good. Do you feel like that? You feel at that level, or you feel like a different level completely?
I think I'm on a different level. Because since I've started training with Dennis Crowell and Rico, we already have a few years. They have a different kind of approaching the training camp. They have the gym mindset is you can lose on points or because the opponent is better, but you cannot lose because you didn't train hard enough. So you will never lose because you get tired, man, in this gym. So you saw Rico's always in the 5th round, it's like in the 1st round. So I've got this from Dennis Crowell. So it pretty counts,
You've fought Rico twice and now you're training with him. And so these are the things. What are the things that made you go, okay, I want to train with this guy? How did that work out? And now, can you elaborate a little bit on what you just touched on about what you see in him that makes him the champion that he is today?
A few years ago, when I decided to switch gyms, we had a friend, a common friend. We talked about. I was planning to. I'm living in Romania, so I was planning to do more trainings in Holland because Holland is the country of kickboxing. So discussing with my friend, I was watching other gyms. I was watching even Mike's gym from where it's Badr Hari now. Dennis Crowell, and I thought this gym suits me better, because the kind of personality that they have kind of suits me better. So we talked about, he talked with Rico. I told you, they really train hard, They train hard. You can never lose a fight because you're not prepared. You can lose a fight because you made a mistake or the opponent was better, but you never lose a fight because you get tired or you cannot have more energy in the last round. So
as you get older, because you're, for a heavyweight, it's not old, but 35 years old.
But it's still
Yeah. How much of a difference has nutrition made?
A lot, man, because the recovery, I really feel it. The recovery is not so fast anymore, So let's say 5 years ago, everything was different, really different, because I was training hard. I can even, drink a beer or go out and stay until 3-4 o'clock in the morning. No problem. But now, getting older, I can feel any pain last longer, and I wake up in the morning more tired. So working with a nutritionist, I work with one of the best nutritionists in Romania, Christian. It's really awesome because he really changed my lifestyle. When I go to the grocery, I'm not buying bullshit anymore. So I know everything. I know really everything. We already work like 3-4 years together.
Because one of the things is you started. There's a couple of things that I've noticed with you. You started a little bit later in your kickboxing.
Yeah, very late.
Yeah,
I had my first professional fight 26. So
yeah, but I also see sometimes with people that start a little bit later in combat sports, you have less fights, but you also have less damage. And I think sometimes when you get to the age of 33, 34, 35, if you haven't been damaged, because sometimes guys at 30 have 200 fights and they're fucked.
Yeah, they already, exactly, yeah. Already. It's an advantage for me.
Yeah, so how do you feel about that? Do you feel it's an advantage?
Yeah, I really feel it's an advantage. I'm not tired. I'm not bored of fighting, because I have friends, they fighting since 15, 17 years old, 28, 30, they already like, I should get retired, man, But I'm still in. I still think I have a lot of things to prove. I still think that I even have a lot of things to learn, I'm not 100% yet. So, because I started late, I only 10 years kickboxing for real. So I still think I have a few more years to go and reach the top levels.
Because I see that with you see guys that are fighting the UFC or for guys that are fighting kickboxing. Yeah. Another thing that I think people forget when you see athletes is you still have a family, you still have a wife, and if sometimes when you're young, you don't have your mind correct for your relationship with your partner, with your friends, with your family, and that affects you in the ring as well. But when you're a little bit older, you know who you want around you, you have the right person, you seem really happy with your family as well. Can you talk about how that affects your fighting, if at all?
It's very, this is one of the things I always thought, because people asking me how you made it starting 26, but I'm telling them always man, I was already bored of all the young kids stuff, and when I started 26, I already started to realize that I need to be serious. I don't have time for other things anymore. I better be serious, train hard, stay home with my girlfriend. I didn't have the kid then. Now I have the family. So I think for a professional athlete, high-level athlete, it's a better thing being a family guy, because makes you stay in balance, with everything. So
You speak about your family, and they're obviously a very strong point. But you're training in Holland at the moment, and they are back in Romania, so you're not seeing them. That's what you're telling me off air. Can you speak to that?
Normally I train in Holland, but every 2 weeks I go home to see my family. For example, if the COVID situation was not so hard now, I would probably be 2 weeks here, 1 week home, 2 weeks here, 1 week home for training camp. The rest I'm still training in Romania. I have a second trainer from the same gym. He's a Romanian, but he's still super pro team. So we're training home, and only when we have training camps and we have important fights, I'm coming in Holland. But now it's really hard, man, because I'm already 3 or 4 weeks in Holland, and I cannot travel, So yeah, this time it's a little bit sacrifice that I need to make. Be away from home and for the family, and we talk every day on the telephone. I FaceTime my kids, so.
But it would be so hard, especially during training is okay when you're training and you're busy, but at night when you go home at the end of the day and you haven't got your family there, fuck, that would be hard.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard because before, when my son was younger, he didn't start school and kindergarten. We always I rent something here, like an apartment or something, and sometimes they travel with me. Together. I have them next to me. But now my son is 5 years old. He started kindergarten. He need to go to school, and it's hard to keep him here for 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks with me. So this depends on how long is the training camp, So things are a little bit different.
What things are you doing for Badr Hari specifically? You don't have to tell us the secrets, what you're going to do. But I don't work for Badr Hari, but I just, what do you see? How do you see yourself, you and he matching up?
We really focus on my mistakes, not on his mistakes. And trying to improve my game. Because Badr Hari, we know him. He's a strong fighter. He's explosive. He has a good eye, But he also has a lot of mistakes, He's breakable. He can quit. We all know he can quit. He quit 2-3 times before and 2-3 times now. And I'm just trying to be tough to myself. I'm just trying to be, let's say, best shape of my life, So
you have Rico. He's fought Badr Hari twice, if I'm not mistaken, and you fought Rico twice. How much insight are you getting from Rico in regards to Badr?
A lot, because he's really a nice guy. Even though maybe we should fight next if I'm winning, he's still learning tricks. He's learning me what he felt in the fight with Badr Hari. He's learning me a lot of things, because in the last fight he got knocked down twice, and he's trying to let me know what mistakes did he made, so I'm not making them. I should not make them. So yeah, he really helps a lot.
Is it hard for you to fight a friend? Are you and Rico friends now, would you say?
Let's say, we are friends, but I think it's hard because it's different, we already train for 3 or 4 years together. We sport together. We know each other. His trainer is my trainer. We are friends. But, it's a professional fight sport. It's a professional sport. And if the fight will come, we will just, leave it in the ring. And I think he's thinking the same, after the fight finish, friends again, maybe train together again. And I win, he wins, doesn't matter. 100%. Definitely I want to win, but
Yeah,
he's
of course.
the same. Yeah.
Have you ever fought a friend before?
No,
close
I
friend?
think it's the first time. It's the first time.
Do you think it'll be hard to turn the switch? Like, you go in there to kill. Is it hard for you to switch if you have that relationship, do you think?
I don't think so. Because even when you step into the ring with normal fights, and you have emotions, and you're like, when the bell rings, anything is gone, and you just you have to focus on destroying the opponent, and after the fight, friends again, and yeah, it's a different thing inside the ring.
Can you tell us what happens then? Who is Benjamin on fight day? So you wake up in the morning. Who is he? What happens? Have you already turned the switch, or what happens?
No, man.
Talk us through your day.
Huh?
If you can talk us through that day, like get up in the morning.
I'm like everything starts already one night before when I go to sleep. when I lay in the bed, I already start thinking and a lot of images from I'm trying to focalize the fight, I'm putting myself in different situations through the fight and trying to get out better from the situations, So the second day, I already wake up and it's fight day. I'm always trying to be relaxed, not talk on the phone too much, not too much social media, because anything distracts you, Eat good, sleep a little bit. I normally don't sleep midday, but fight day I'm trying to, even if I'm not sleeping, like say 1-2 hours in the bed with eyes closed, focusing and trying to relax, Then I'm trying to eat some carbs again. Let's say the fight's 8-9 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I'm trying to eat some carbs, last meal, and then let's say 5 o'clock the boss comes and we need to go to the venue. Doctor check. You already here. You're like boom, focused on the fight, everything. And then it's an intense day. It's a nice day.
And then what happens? Do they wrap your hands and like what starts to happen in your head? What's happening in Benjamin's head right now? They're wrapping your hands. The commission's there. They wrapped your hands. It's coming. You can hear the crowd. What's going on in your mind?
I'm thinking a lot of things, man. But I normally because everybody has emotion and. I'm trying to listen to music, listen to a lot of music and don't think about the bad things that everybody thinks, like I don't have to do this, I don't have to disappoint people, friends, fans, and you don't have to think about these things because...
Does it come into your head?
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. That's why I put some music and like fuck up. I don't want to think about bad things. I only want to think about the good ones. And, I'm just enjoying the moment because we train like 7, 8, 9 weeks for that night, for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. How long is the fight? So we have to enjoy that moment, and enjoy the victory and think about all the beneficial that the wins brings to you,
Do you so now you've wrapped your hands, you listen to your music, then I don't know because I've been with fighters in the UFC, so I've been in the back with them, but I've never been with Glory or kickboxing fighters or anything.
Yeah.
So what happens is someone come in and say, Benjamin, 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then is that what happens?
Yeah, it's like every time you wrap your hands, at a certain moment, let's say 30 minutes before the fight, the commission, they ask you to put the gloves on, tape the gloves. That's when anything is like started, because they need to sign them. They need to sign your gloves, and no no turning back from them. So then anything is like, boom, okay, we have 10, 15, 20 minutes. It's on. I'm already agitated. I want to go in. I'm waiting. I'm looking at the screen. I'm asking how many fights still until my next fight, So I'm already in focus mode. Then you warm up with your trainer. You do some warning pads, like hard pads to blow up your engine and be prepared for the fight. Then another 5 minutes, and like you said, somebody from the commission is like, Benjamin, your next 5 minutes. So we are watching the venue from from the back, waiting for the fight before us to finish and go in. Then I'm waiting for my entrance song to enjoy the moment. And here we are. It's nice.
Are you thinking when you're walking? Do you think of anything when you're walking down the
No. I'm just focusing, and I'm really enjoying the moment. Sometimes I listen to the music, my entrance music, and try to enjoy the moment, and that's it. I'm not thinking of nothing.
Are you nervous? Are you nervous now, or you're not nervous anymore by now?
A little bit still, yeah, because I really think if you're not nervous anymore, then something is not okay, because you have to be nervous. But it's like it's a constructive thing, makes you better.
Yeah, and then
nervous makes you better.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you get to the ring. You step in the ring.
Yeah.
If you have to wait for your opponent, so if you got called out first, he's the A side. He's still coming out. What's going on in your mind while you're waiting?
Yeah, I'm just like, come on, man, let's do this. Let's finish this. Come on, man. It's like, a lot of times you're watching him, you already start thinking, okay, I'm gonna beat you. I'm like, okay, yes. Then every time he step into the ring, he will eye contact, you're trying to look like, okay, yeah, I'm here for you.
And then
you sometimes trying to get into his head,
Like, in what way?
I'm here. I'm not scared.
Just by
eye contact. I'm not scared. I'm prepared. I'll beat you. It's like, okay, yeah.
And then now you guys are together. The referee says the final things. You touch gloves, and you're going to start. Are you still nervous then, or is everything disappearing?
No, everything. Yeah. After the announcer is done announcing the fights, and the referee brings you into the middle of the ring, anything is gone, man. No thoughts, nothing. Just me and him, and sharp on what he is doing, what you have to do. Yeah, no emotions, anything. Yeah. I'm just focusing on how to win the fight. Simple.
Now, I noticed that you, as your career's progressed, you have excellent kicks, but you had a lot of boxing heavy kind of style. In particular, in the Rico fight, you did really well with your hands as well. Did you box as a kid?
I boxed a little, but not like maybe 1 year.
Did you fight? Did you compete?
No. Just with some friends. A trainer was training me a little bit, but I didn't have any fight.
Okay. Where does your style come from, do you think?
I've when I decided to start kickboxing, like professional, I moved to Bucharest for a gym. The gym was Respect Gym at that moment, and the trainer was Alin Panaiti, and he really believed that I can be one of the best fighters even then, even if I was already 25 years old. So he really focused on me, and we spent a lot of time on simple things like jab, 1-2, low, not hard combinations, simple combinations, but the perfect and the good technique. And I think the style comes from that gym, from my first trainer. He really has something, you know. Everything comes from him.
Okay. So you know, you started at 26. You started fighting properly.
Yeah.
Did you play? Semi Short was on. I did a podcast with Semi Short before, and I asked him the same thing. Why didn't you play basketball?
I played.
Yeah. So
I've played basketball.
To what level?
I was supposed to play in second division in Romania, but my mom didn't agree. She didn't let me because I needed to move to a big city to do the high school, the sports high school there. So she was living in Italy, and she preferred me to like live with her in Italy instead of going to high school and start really doing professional basketball for that high school, you know. So I was good. I was okay. But yeah.
Do you ever think about would have been good to play basketball?
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, okay.
when you're behind the curtain, you fuck. I should have played basketball.
Well, most easy. Yeah, man. Yeah.
So you spoke about your mum. You said you lived with your mum in Italy. Can you tell us about your parents? Because your dad's a dean at a university, is he not?
Yes.
And your mom is Romanian. So
my mom is Romanian. Yeah. My father's Nigerian. So my father, he did the university in Romania. This is how they met there in Romania, in Cluj-Napoca, small city. Is not really small, but center of Transylvania, where Dracula comes. And they met there. They got married. They had me. Then we moved to Nigeria. I lived like 6 years in Nigeria, but then they separated. My mom, she really wanted she really wanted like for us to be grown in Europe, you know, because African and European mentality really different. So she really wanted us to be in Romania. And then we moved like, I think 7 years in Romania. So from 7 or 8 years, I'm living in Romania.
So when you moved from, so you were born in Romania, you moved to Nigeria. Could you speak
Nigeria? Yeah.
Could you speak the native languages in Nigeria?
Man, I'm ashamed because every time I speak with my father and I speak with my Nigerian relatives, they sometimes ask me things. English I speak, you know, but they ask me things in native Yoruba because we came from Yoruba people, and I really forgot everything because 25 years old, I never spoke nobody, you know. I was forced to learn Romanian because when we moved here, my sister, she was born in Nigeria. So my mom, when we came back to Romania, we lived with our grandmother. She turned back to Nigeria for like 1 year or 2 years old, 2 years, and I was not speaking Romanian. My sister was not speaking Romanian. we needed to start really fast speaking Romanian. In 1 year, I started school in Romania, so I was only Romanian. I really forgot. I was young. I don't know to speak the native language.
So you learned to speak. You stayed with your grandma, but you couldn't speak Romanian, and she obviously couldn't speak Nigerian.
Exactly.
So it was like Tarzan. Like, how did you speak?
I don't know, man. We figured it out, but yeah, I know in 1 year or 1.5 years I started school, man. You know, so I was like, kids, we get things very easy. We learn things very easy. So,
and so it's you and your sister, and you. I'm gonna have a guess here. I'm not. I've been to Romania.
What?
I've been to Bucharest.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful. But I'm going to guess that in the town that you were in, there weren't a lot of half Nigerian kids.
I was. We lived in a small city near Alba Iulia. It's called Aiud. Small, really. Me and my sister, we were the only black kids in the city. Like small city, like 30,000 people, 40,000 people. We were the only black people in the city. Everybody was watching us like, wow.
Did you experience racism? Did you experience racism?
Not really, man. Not really. Because, let's say, between when I was young and the kids are not so smart and sometimes they are mean, but not really, really racism, you know? Maybe some bad words on easy stuff, not really.
But not like it's like not endemic racism like that.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's fucking good. On top, like you don't need. But then you moved to Italy.
Yeah.
Do you speak Italian?
I speak Italian. Yeah.
So you speak Italian, English, and Romanian.
Romanian, yeah.
Do you speak any other languages?
No, that's it.
Okay, so
I'm trying to learn Dutch, but it's very difficult.
Dutch is hard, man. When I just hear him speak. The thing that because Romanian and Italian wouldn't. It's my mum and they're Latin language. My mum and dad are from Uruguay in South America.
Okay.
So I speak Spanish. When I hear people speaking Romanian, it's funny because it's like they're about to start speaking Spanish, but they don't.
Yeah. Some words are like almost the same.
Yeah. So the Italian would be you're fluent in Italian.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what language do you think and dream in?
Sorry?
What language do you think and do you dream in? Like dream, you know, when you sleep and you dream?
Yeah.
What language do you...
Romanian.
So you're Romanian?
Yeah, 100%.
No, that's so cool, man. That always, because my daughter, my wife is Chinese Russian, right?
Yeah.
I'm not Chinese Russian. My daughter looks like my wife.
Nice.
It looks, better for her, for sure. It looks like I kidnapped her. But I look at her always and I think like her face is Asian, but she's growing up in Australia. Even if she speaks the languages, she will say, "Oh, I'm Australian." But if you look at her, you look, mate, you're from a Korean commercial. Like, you know what I mean?
Happens to me even now. Let's say I'm pretty famous in Romania, but you still have people that they are not fighting sports fans. And sometimes happens to me that people ask me things in English in Romania because you know it's very obvious. Yeah. So happens to me even now after 20 years, 30 years of living in Romania, and a lot of people know me from TV. They recognize me, you know. But some people they don't know me, so still they still ask me things in English, for example.
But you, when you're just there, you think of yourself as a Romanian.
As a Romanian.
It's until like maybe you look in the mirror and you're like, oh yeah, I look different to them, but but in your heart, like you'd be Romanian, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah. I grew up there. Everything that all my memories are from there. I'm proud of my Nigerian background. I'm proud of my father, and I think a lot of my talent and toughness and comes from him, and from the Nigerians, because they are really strong people. But yeah, I really think of myself more Romanian than anything else.
Did your dad ever want you to follow in his footsteps as far as academia, or what's his field? What's his field?
Sorry?
What's his field? What's his expertise? He's
Polytechnic dean.
Okay.
Like engineer, yeah.
That's big in Nigeria. It's big, because of the oil and Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. So because of Nigeria is big with the oil business and everything. Even a few years ago, he was still trying to ask me to do the the oil. He started on internet, and he saw that we have a small city close to Bucharest, where I live now, that they have very good university studying the oil and things, and he still wanted me to become some oil engineer or something to move to Nigeria. But yeah, now he get used to. We talk about fights. He knows everything, but he really wanted me to become something else.
And your mom, what does your mom do? Or did your mom do?
Now, she has a research. She had the restaurant in Italy, and she was working there at the restaurant.
So she owned a restaurant?
Yeah.
In Italy?
In Italy, yeah. But now they want to move back home because she's also living 20 years in Italy, because when we came back 90-something, 95, I think, or 93, 92, was 2-3 years after the communism, after Ceausescu in Romania. Life was hard. Life was hard in Romania. So she needed to work with 2 kids, no husband. She really needed to go to Italy to work. She started working. So.
Oh yeah, because you would have returned, like you said, right at the fall of communism back to.
Yeah.
Because when did the Soviet Union fall, in 93? Was it 90?
90.
Okay.
In the 90s.
And then
I'm born in 85. We returned in 93, like that.
Right.
3 years after communism. Yeah.
Okay. And so you would have come. So you lived that as well, but were you too young to live that?
Yeah, I was really young. I didn't understand. I have bigger friends. They really know how.
Yeah. I'm just interested, not even from a political, more like from a just what I mean, the person's experience, not.
Yeah.
Well, I actually now wanted to ask you. You've have you thought of? I know you've thought about it because I've followed your career. But at one point you were talking about fighting in the UFC.
Yeah.
Is that still on the cards for you?
No, man. Yeah, not anymore.
Why not?
I'm like, never say never. Because I have, I really think the heavyweight division not so strong. I have... how was the name? I fought the guy. He's in the UFC now.
Two.
What?
2 guys you fought.
2 guys.
Justin Tuffer and Jairzinho Rosenstruck.
Jairzinho Rosenstruck, yeah.
And Tuffer. You know Justin Tuffer?
Yeah. I think I fought his brother.
Okay. The heavyweight Tuffer, he's in the UFC now.
Okay. Yeah.
And
so, for example, Rosenstruck, he's top 6 in the UFC. So I fought twice. I was young. First time he won. Second time I beat him very easy. And let's say 5 years ago, I was in Sweden training with Alexander Gustafsson, and then I was really interested, maybe moving to the UFC and do the switch. Their trainer and their managers were like, "Man, your stand-up is so good. You can do this. You will be a star in the UFC and this and that." And I was start thinking. I really started training a little bit of ground game and some jiu-jitsu, but. And after a few years, I was like, okay, man, I don't think this thing's for me. I really like stand-up more than grappling and jiu-jitsu and that stuff. And I was more. Then I said better go to boxing than.
Yeah. No, sorry. Yeah, the guy you fought was the brother. Was Tougher's brother, wasn't? Justin is in the UFC. You fought Junior. Yeah. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
but yeah, they're having very good success at the moment. That's
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So.
But you're now also undefeated as a heavyweight boxer with a 4-0 record.
Yeah, I'm still undefeated.
You prefer to go down that route? Do you think you're gonna chase up the boxing more?
I think so. Yeah, because I still think when I have time, I can still box a lot, and I still really think. I also think the heavyweight division in boxing is weak. You have 10 boxers that they are really good. The other ones are like really bad.
And how natural is it for you to box?
Even in kickboxing, if you saw, I'm more into boxing than to kicking. So it's really natural for me. I have in Romania, I train with a lot of boxers. I train with Bogdan Dinu. He fought Kuba Pulev and Baby Big Miller for the title. So I train with a lot of boxers. So it comes easy for me to box. I like boxing a lot.
And when you were with Gustafsson's camp, were you there for any particular reason? Did he bring you in, or did you just want to go there and train?
No. They bring us in for the Jimmy Wanwa fight.
Ah.
Because Jimmy Wanwa was a tough stand-up guy, tough kickboxer. So they asked me and my colleague Andrei Stoica. He's a light heavyweight. They asked us to help them in training a little bit, sparring and some kickboxing stuff, So that was the main reason that we were there.
Realistically in your head,
yeah.
When you saw this, when you actually did do the grappling and everything, and you did, how close were you to really going? I'll fight in MMA.
70%.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, 70%, because when we sparred, we let them also take us down. So my takedown defense was pretty good, Yeah, the ground game was not so good, but my takedown defense was like, okay, I can do this. So I was like, really, 70%, maybe we should start doing more MMA and start making the change, because MMA kind of like this future fighting sports, But kickboxing is for me is one of the best in the world. I think kickboxing is the best fighting sports in the world, and
especially that K1, the style that you guys fight in is so exciting and so that type of kickboxing. What was K1 like? Because you fought in K1 too.
I fought in K1. It was different, man, because audience was different. They were used to do more tournaments, 8-man tournaments, 4-man tournaments, So now later days I've done with Glory also some tournaments, but fighting 3 times in a night is pretty hard, man. It's really hard. Sometimes the fight the fight before you ends up first round knockout, you have like 5 minutes. You need to go in again, so it's really hard.
Can you talk us through a day, like when you're fighting several times in one night? Okay, what's that like? Because was it the Innocente fight that you'd fought before and he hadn't? Was it that fight?
No. I fought Glory 62, I think, the Rotterdam tournament. I fought some Polish guy. Then I fought Jaffa Wilnes and Jamal Ben Sadiq in the final.
Man, talk us through that if you could. Tell because that nobody there sounds like an easy night. You know what I mean? To fight Jaffa Wilnes and fight.
Yeah. I was the seed one. Me and Jamal Ben Sadiq, we were the supposed guy that we needed to be in the final, and we got into the final. And the first fight actually was supposed to be more easy, but the guy was tough, man. My plan was to make him quit or knock him out, like let's say first or second round. So I'm not tired in the other fight, you know. But the guy didn't want to quit, man. I was like, come on. I was out of energy already from the first fight because he was a tall guy, I think 2 meters also, 105 kilos, 110 kilos. I hit him a few times in the liver. He go down, but I was like, come on, don't get up, you know. But he was like, okay, here we go again. So, my plan was to make him quit or knock him out. But the guy stayed for 3 rounds with me. And then in the second fight, from another Polish guy and Jaffa Wilnes, Jaffa already won. So my next fight was with Jaffa. But I was already injured, man. So this is one of the hardest things that happens in tournaments. You get injured. I threw a low kick. I hit the knee, and my ankle was already like this. But I didn't want to quit, you know, because my trainer was okay. Try to walk normal. Try to act normal. Don't let your opponent see that your legs already hurt, you know. So I went in. I already fought Jafar 2 times, but I knew Jaff is like one of the toughest fight of the night in the tournament. We even did a fight of the year in Glory. Was one tough. I knocked him out in the 3rd round, but after very hard 3 rounds, and going into the final, already tired after 6 rounds, injured with my leg, like I cannot walk into the ring. I lost, but I was not focused. My opponent really had an easy way. He fought Tafa. He won in the 1st round. Then Guto Innocent. He ran away 3 rounds from him. He was fresh in the final. I was exhausted, man. It was his night then, but it's hard. It's really hard.
There's people like, because when I was talking to Sammy, he was saying like he likes the tournament. You know what I mean? And I was thinking like I can't think of anything worse, because especially kickboxing, even if you try and make it, an easy fight, like you're kicking each other, shin, knees, like it's impossible. Like unless you pay the guy, you can't.
Sammy is a legend. Sammy is a legend. He's a monster, man. He don't get injured, so I think he likes tournament. He wins easy, boom. It was like, he's a different kind of man. He's special.
Who are the people that? Oh, sorry. Did you do judo as well? I read somewhere that you did judo as a kid.
A little bit, yeah, but like 1 year or something like that. 1.5 years.
So you just played around with judo?
Exactly. I've did some karate, Shotokan, some judo, some basketball. Like I did even some football, like for half season. Yeah, I was playing around, not really professional.
But the basketball, yes, you did. The basketball was serious. Was
Yeah. Was more serious, exactly.
okay. All right. So then in now, like, just to wrap up, can you tell us then, after all this stuff, 7th of November, you and Badr Hari, how's it going to happen? What's going to happen?
Man, I think it's one of the most important fights of my career. Even though I already fought 2 times for the title, Badr Hari has something around him, and he's such a big legend. He created so many things. He has already, even though he's an active fighter, he has legacy behind. Everybody knows him. He's one of the most famous kickboxers of all time. We can say that. So I think that's why it's one of the most important fights of my career. Even though in the rankings I'm number 3, he's number 4. I'm definitely not gonna be the favorite. He will be the favorite. So yeah, I just know I'm better. Even though he's a legend, I know I'm a stronger fighter. I'm better. I can make him quit. I can knock him out. So I can't wait to prove all the experts that they think they know kickboxing and they know anything about fighting sports. I want to prove them wrong and make them see what I'm capable of.
Do you feel more or less pressure in the fact that he's the favorite, he's the legend, etc., etc.? Do you feel more or less pressure?
No, less pressure, because every time I've been put in the situation to be the underdog, I already prove them wrong every time. Even since Superkombat days, when I start fighting big names, after 6 fights, I was fighting Mladen Brestovac. He was a European champion, Waco champion, this and that. And everybody was like, okay, Benny, nothing happens if you lose, but yeah, blah, blah, blah. I won. I even knocked him down. So every time I was put in front of Pavel Zhuravlev. He just won Legend tournament, 95 kilo. He beat Hezi Yerges and a lot of fighters, Catalin and that. The same. Everybody was like, okay, Benny, nothing happens if you lose. He's a good fighter. I won. So even now, I know a lot of people are thinking like, okay, Badr Hari will knock this guy out. He's a legend, blah, blah, blah. But I'm 100% I will win. I like the underdog. No pressure. And I know the fight will be with no audience. Even more, no pressure, because he's the one that always has millions of Moroccan fans, and people are like, whoa, crazy fanatics for him. So being there in a venue with no audience, my advantage, not his advantage. I think he's used to 20, 30,000 people like Badr Hari for him, and it will be no pressure for me.
How much of an effect does that crowd have on you? Like, if you go there and say he had 15,000 Moroccans cheering him on, how much would that affect you, do you think? Or affect him, or affect the fight? Or affect the referees or the judges?
The judges, I don't think so. But him and me, I think a little bit, like, let's say 5-10%, they give you some confidence. Maybe he's a fighter that he's charging from the audience, you know. And if you're an emotional and nervous fighter, for example, me, you can start wrong hearing 20 people cheering up for him, not for you. So, yeah, sometimes it affects you. You're like, okay, I'm in his home, you know. And like soccer when you play in his, you know.
Yeah, you feel so. Do you feel pressure if you heard the crowd, but it's cheering for him? You feel pressure then? You feel more nervous?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
What's the judging like with Glory? Because the reason I asked before was sometimes you're watching a fight, you know,
yeah,
and let's say for example you're fighting, I don't want to say a person, but you're fighting person X in his city, in his town, and more like, and he throws a kick, and the kick doesn't matter where it lands. It can land on your arms, can land on your legs, and the crowd just cheers.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking, do you think that affects the judges versus you can kick the guy flush and the crowd doesn't cheer? Does it affect it?
Yeah. Depends on which organization you're fighting, you know? Because like big organization like Glory, UFC, and you have Bellator, and I don't know, a lot of big organization. They have professional judges, you know, and they still count the fight like they should, you know. People should not affect the fight. Like, you know, some people come from Muay Thai background, any low kick they throw, the train is like, hey. Yeah, this is not counting, man, you know, because Glory rules are like clean punches and kicks. Who's making pressure, who's making damage, who's scoring with some nice and different techniques. You have to see these things when you judge a fight, not like So I think big organizations have good judges, and they really see the fight, who's pressuring, who's making the damage more important, who's cleaning, like scoring clean punches and kicks. But yeah, it happened when I was younger, being I don't know, some strange countries. Everybody knows in France, if you don't knock out the guy, you will lose, and all the things. So we all know, yeah.
All right, now awesome. Look, thank you so much, man, for your time and honestly for putting it out your 4 weeks to this fight. I think Badr Hari is a legend as well. I have massive, huge fan. But I hope you win. I'll tell you the truth. I'm hoping you win. Especially, meeting you like this. You are a gentleman, as your name suggests. And
thank you very much.
I do wish the very best for you. I hope you win. I hope health for both of you, of course.
Yes.
And thank you, man. Thank you so much for doing all the best for your family. I hope you get home safe and you see your family soon, man. Good luck, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and it was nice talking to you.
Thank you, sir.
Peace. Take care.